Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Crimes Notes. Today we are going to be talking about how to use the quadratic formula in order to solve those quadratic equations. Again, remember, this doesn't replace what we already know. You guys know that you can solve any quadratic graph by graphing and looking for those x-intercepts. But this is just one more way to solve those problems that may not factor. So let's look at what we would have done before. On this type of a problem, if it said find the zeros using any method, this one, the simplest thing to do would be to go ahead and set the factors equal to 0 and solve, because it's already set up with our factors. So we would have said x plus 3 equals 0. And then our other equation would have been x minus 4 equal to 0. And then on this side, we would have subtracted 3 from this side and subtracted 3. Here we would have done plus 4 on both sides. And then we would have gotten our solution. This would have been x equals -3. And this would have been x equals 4. That's pretty simple, and many of you actually would have probably just looked directly at this and said, well, the opposite of this is -3 and the opposite of this is +4. So then we could look at this second one, and it was x squared minus x minus 23. Well, if we did try to factor that, we would have done a times c, so 1 times -23. Well, the only factors of 23 are 1 and 23, and those certainly don't make this middle value of -1. So this is one that can't be factored. So then what could we do? Well, in general, what we would have done would have been to go to Desmos. So again, you know me, I like to copy paste. So I'm going to do Control C, and then I'm going to go over to Desmos. And of course, I'm going to have to change my window here so that you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to paste this in. And then this is the picture that it would give me. And so here would be my two solutions. And I am going to go ahead and zoom just a little bit out so that it's not quite so big. And click on these again. And I'm going to trace that and put it into our slides. So I could put this in here, and that would be what our solutions would be. However, how could we verify that mathematically? And that's kind of what we're going to look at today. Okay, so when you can't factor, what do? Well, that's when you use the quadratic formula. And so on this next slide is the quadratic formula. I'm sorry, all this resizing. I thought this would be convenient, but it's really not. It says here is the quadratic formula. So this is our quadratic formula. X equals -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And the a, b, and c come from our standard form equation, where the a sits in front of our x squared, or it's the coefficient, the b, and the c. And then I included this video because it's a catchy tune, and it helps you remember the formula.
X is equal to -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
You should recognize Pop Goes the Weasel.
X is equal to -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
Please feel free to sing along if you would like.
X is equal to -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. X is equal to -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
And I think you guys get the gist, but hopefully that will help you guys remember it. So in the quadratic formula, the discriminant, or the part that's under the radical, is the b squared minus 4ac. And this is the part of the quadratic formula that gives us a very pertinent piece of information. It's going to tell us whether or not our solutions are real or imaginary. So if I were to graph something that came out positive under the discriminant, let's say positive 4, that would give us 2 real solutions. And if you notice, you can actually spot those on the graph. If it comes out negative, like the square root of negative 144, that's going to give us 2 imaginary, ooh, I can't spell, there we go, solutions like this. And remember, we talked about that with complex numbers, that we can't tell what the solution is because it doesn't actually cross the x-axis. And then if it comes out to be 0, literally the square root of 0, then you're only going to have 1 real solution, meaning that it's only going to touch the x-axis 1 time. So when you do the math, you would only get 1 solution. Sorry, my glasses are putting a glare on there, aren't they? Okay, so let's look at an example. What are our steps and how do we actually solve the quadratic formula? So when you go to put these in, the first thing that you need to do is actually to identify the coefficients A, B, and C. Identify. So if I look at this, remember A is the coefficient that sits in front of the x squared. So in front of x squared in this problem is a 1. And again, it's not written there, but we know there's only 1 x squared there. Then the number in front of our x term is 3, so my B value would be 3. And then C is our constant that's at the end. This would be 2. Next, our next step is to substitute A, B, and C into the quadratic formula. So I've pasted it up here, but then I've given you a typable version down here. So B, we said was 3, so I would replace it with a 3. Same thing here, B was 3. Minus 4AC, so A was 1. And C was 2. And then all over 2A. So again, that would be 2 times 1. Then the next step is to simplify the discriminant. There we go. First. And that's so that you can figure out what type of solutions that you're going to get. So we're going to leave this part. So this is just going to be our 3. But then under here, this is the portion that we want to simplify. And again, you guys know I'm a big component, or proponent, I should say, of copy paste. So I'm going to do Control C of just what's under that radical. And I'm going to go over to Desmos, and I'm just going to shift this a little bit because that's all you guys really need to see. And if you notice, it tells me that the discriminant is 1. Okay, so let's go back over to our slides. And we're going to put this in as a 1. And then this bottom one was still a 1. Then step 4, you're going to split it into 2 equations and solve. So we're going to simplify it just a little bit more. This, if I do the first part, negative 3, well, that's just negative 3. And then if I take the square root of 1, I just get 1. And then 2 times 1 is 2. And this is what it means by split it. Notice it says negative 3 plus 1 and negative 3 minus 1. That's what it means by split it into the 2 separate equations. So my answers would be 3, and this would be plus 1 over 2. And this one would be 3 minus 1 over 2. And now we'd want to figure out what those solutions are. Well, 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So my solution here would be 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So those would be my solutions. Now again, my discriminant was positive, which meant I should get 2 real solutions of 2 and 1. And if I wanted to, I could graph this to check my solutions. So I could go over to Desmos. And if I were to graph the solution, I should get the same answers that I just figured out mathematically. So let me delete that one, type in the new one. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. And there's negative 1 and negative 2. So let's check our slides. And yep, do y'all see what I forgot? The negative. So now if I take those same solutions and I say -3 plus 1, I would actually get -2, which would make this -1. And this would end up being -4, which would end up being -2. And that is why we check our solutions. So here's the graph, here's the solutions, and now my work actually matches those graphed solutions. It's a good thing we checked, huh? Hey, that's why they say teachers are never past mistakes. Or I guess I could try to tell you that I did that on purpose, but I really didn't. So I'm really glad we decided to check our answers. So let's look and see. And yes, I'm sure some of you are going, but I could factor that. Factors of 2 are 1 and 2, and those add up to 3, and we could factor. But I wanted to show you guys kind of an easier problem that we could use the quadratic formula for. All right, so let's continue on. Let's look at another one. So this one, here they want us to solve x squared minus 5x plus 1. So again, I'm going to identify my a, b, and c. So a is 1, again, because their coefficient there is that imaginary 1. My b value is -5, and my c value is 1. So now if I plug that into my quadratic formula down here in step 2, we said b was -5, and I know there's already a negative there, but it doesn't say to do anything with that, so we're just putting it in. So there it is again, and then my a value was 1, and my c value was 1, and my a value was 1, and so we're plugging in a bunch of 1s. Step 3, simplify the discriminant. Sorry, apparently I can't spell, and then of course I copied it a couple of times. And then find the types of solutions that we're going to get. So here we know this first part was -5, but then I need to simplify this that's under the radical. And again, like I said, I'm a proponent of the copy paste and using Desmos to figure that out. So put that in, and it tells me that it is 21. So I could put 21 in here, and then my a value was 1. Now, if the discriminant came out positive, which is 21, we know that we should get 2 real solutions. That means that we could graph this and find those solutions. So now what does this look like? Well, if I do -5, that comes out +5. And then I would get the square root of 21. And again, I'm going to copy that square root symbol and paste it in here because that's just the easiest thing to do. And then on the bottom, 2 times 1 would be 2. And so now I've got 5 plus the square root of 21. And again, I'm just going to copy paste. So I've got 5 plus the square root of 21. And I guess we'll have to make our window a little bigger here. And that should be over 2. And then the same thing on this side, I would have 5 minus the square root of 21 and just drag it over so that it fits. And so now we're going to plug these into our calculator. Again, remember I said copy paste. So I'm going to copy that into Desmos. And again, if you have a separate calculator, that's fine. I'm just showing you how to do it online. And notice it didn't put it underneath. So I'm just going to go in here and put 21. And then highlight the whole thing and hit the slash that's with the question mark to get your division. And we said that's supposed to be divided by 2. So I get 4.79 for the first one. And then you can copy the whole thing and put it into the next one and just change this to our minus. 5 minus the square root of 21 over 2. So my 2 answers are 4.79 and 0.21. So we would go in here and we said 4.79 for the first one, and our subtraction one was 0.21. And again, remember, we could graph this and it should give us that solution. see if I didn't make a mistake this time. See if I can put the graph in there. And again, I'm just copying and pasting the graph in. I'm not really showing you guys what I put in, but look, there's our 0.21 and there's our 4.79. So this time I did do it correctly. And again, I just put in our equation and then it gave me the graph. All right. So let's try another one that maybe doesn't have a real solution. So again, we're going to identify A, B, and C. So it is 1. And guys, it won't always be 1. There will sometimes be a coefficient there. Our B value is -4 and our C value is 5. So if we were to go in, this is -4. Again, my B is -4. My A is 1. My C is 5. And again, my A is 1. So then we type it in, -b, so this is my -4. And then we need to figure out what my discriminant is. So I'm going to copy and paste it into Desmos. And it tells me that it is -4. So then that's what I would type into my box. And then our A value is 1. So if this comes out negative, what types of solutions? Well, that would be 2 imaginary. So this time we're not going to be able to graph it and find a solution, because if we were to graph it, it would just show that the graph sits above the x-axis. So let's go ahead and simplify. Negative would make a positive. Then here, remember I take out the negative, so it becomes an I, and then I have the square root of 4. Well, the square root of 4 is 2. So this would actually be 2i. And then on the bottom, 2 times 1 is 2. So now I have 4 plus 2i over 2. So this would become 4 plus 2i over 2. And this would become 4 minus 2i over 2. And then what would that look like? Well, we can't really divide 2i. We don't really know what I is, but what we can divide is the coefficients. So what I want to look at is the entire fraction as a whole. Do these top numbers both divide by 2, or what would I get? So 4 divided by 2 is 2. So this would be 2. And then we would have plus, and then the second half, let me click on this, would be 2i divided by 2. Well, 2 divided by 2 is just 1, so we could put just I. And it would be the same thing over here, but we would end up with 2 minus I. So the reason I put this box is that sometimes with our imaginary solutions, it's almost easier to just put 2 plus or minus I. But it doesn't matter if you write them separately or together. So that's what it turns out to look like if you get an imaginary solution. Again, I can't graph this one to see if my solution is correct. So let's keep going. Let's do, see, we did that one, we did that one. Actually, I think I've kind of given you guys enough examples because it doesn't get any harder or any easier. So please remember, you're going to graph to check your real solution. So if you do get real solutions, please check those graphs out. And so now it's your turn. I want you to try these on your own. So on these, I've done everything that we had before, gotten you the steps so that you can fill them out, and there's 4 problems for you to do. And then the very last ones, these I just want you to pick the setup, and then you can pick the solutions and put them in. Please know you can put this entire thing into Desmos and it will give you the solutions, but it is tedious to type it out. So anyway, I hope that helps, and I hope that you guys are able to do that assignment. If you need any assistance, please let me know. You guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.